great-looking crowd. Hello again, everybody. I'm Dave Brown with Corey Backlund here at ringside, and we are ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. Corey, big card.
We're ready for it, Dave. Boy, we're glad to be here. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. He's going to be on the card today. He is some kind of way the new unified world heavyweight champion.
He is indeed.
Some kind of way he got that title. We'll be telling you all about that. Moondog's on the card today with Richard Lay. We have to put up with him here today. Mean Mike Miller comes in out of Portland, Oregon. I had a first look at him last week here on Championship Wrestling. He's on the card. And then we got a 1 fall, 15-minute time limit about. Should be a good single bout. Brian Christopher against the Hornet. That'll be interesting.
It will indeed. Sounds like a good day. We'll be back in just a moment to get things underway with USWA Championship Wrestling. Eddie Marlin is here. Now, I wasn't here last week. I was at a conference, but I've heard the word, and let me just say a hearty congratulations and welcome back to the helm.
Thank you very much, Dave, and I'll try to not take up much of your time. But, you know, first I'd like to get Brian Christopher to come out here a minute. Brian, would you come out? I know you're back there watching the monitor. Come on out a minute.
Brian says he doesn't want to come out yet.
Well, I don't guess he does want to come out. You know, when I was suspended, mainly due to Brian.
That's right.
Mr. Coffey was rushed right in to take over, and the USWA Rules Committee told him, said, Guy Coffey, you're taking over, and let me tell you one thing. You better follow everything right to the rules. You better not make a mistake. And that puts a man under a handicap because he's worried every decision he makes. Now, it was several decisions that he made that I disagree with. And a couple of them that I'm canceling his decisions. And number one, that's the reason I wanted Brian out here. Number one, if you just show this piece of tape here, this is one of the decisions I'm canceling.
All right, well, let's take a look at the videotape here. Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy.
That's right, he's coming back. And Dave, I've moved both of these wrestlers up the ladder because I know how they feel. For 2 months, they've been just sitting back watching things going on. So the Dirty White Boy will be in a World Heavyweight title match.
All right. And speaking of the World Heavyweight title, a unified champion, the belt around his waist. Here right now, Bert Prentice following. He had the crown in his hand there, Corey. And Mike Samples also out here. Gilbert in the ring, set to go for his match.
Mike Samples, I told you last week that you had no business out here. You come out here and blow off your mouth. You talk about this, you talk about that. You want to sit at ringside. You want to help Eddie Gilbert win the title. If I was you, I would go up there right now and get the belt and put it around my waist because I sat and watched, and you won the belt for Eddie Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert didn't win the belt. Now, I told you, every time I call you, try to get you signed an open contract with the USWA. You're too busy to talk. You're out of town or you're somewhere else. Now, I told you, you can get out of here, out of the studio, stay away from our arenas. You are no part of the USWA.
Eddie, obviously you're dreaming. Of course I'm a part of the USWA. I'm a part of Eddie Gilbert. He's the champion here. I'm very much a part of it.
You are not a part of it until you sign an open contract with the USWA. You're not allowed at the ringside. You're not allowed out here at TV station until you sign that contract, Mike Samples. You are not a part of the USWA, and you will not participate.
I don't have to sign anything here, Eddie Marlin. You know that I'm out here with Eddie Gilbert. Who is the champion? Is he not the champion?
Well, I don't know whether it's him or you. You won the belt for him.
There's a lot of things you don't know, I'm sure. I'm here. I really don't need you out here. You came out last week and tried to interfere in what business I was doing, and I told you then, and I'll tell you now. And you listen. Anytime you feel froggy, old pal, you just jump. Why don't you go to the back and get out of my face?
I'm not going to the back unless you agree to sign an open contract with the USWA. And that's the only way you'll be able to stay out here, Mike Samples. I don't have to feel froggy, and I don't have to hop, because I've got a dressing room full of wrestlers back there paid to do the fighting. They're paid to wrestle. And if I wanted you manually thrown out of the studio, I would just snap my fingers, and there'd be a half a dozen out here be glad to do it. So now you can either leave, or they can come out and throw you out, or you can agree to sign an open contract. And frankly, I don't care which one you do.
So what you're telling me is, now that you're in power, you're going to pull the old power move, and I either have to sign your little contract or I have to leave.
Exactly.
You know, there's an old saying that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I believe that because you've lost your mind. Go get your little piece of paper. I'll sign it. It doesn't mean anything to me. Dave, let me talk just a second. It's obvious Eddie Marlin is insane. He's lost his mind. He's senile. He's all tore up that Jerry Lawler lost his little title and that we have the unified world's heavyweight champion. It's killing him. And then he wants to, suggest that maybe I should have a match with Lawler. That's stupid. Lawler is nothing now. He's no longer the champion. A couple of weeks ago when he was the champion, I would have gladly gotten in the ring and knocked him out because he embarrassed me here. I don't know if you were here then or not, but he means nothing now. He's a has-been, and he's washed up. And Eddie can come out here, and he can bully guys like Brian Christopher because Brian's young. He's just breaking into the sport here, and one of the nicest guys I've ever met. But, I'm a little older, a little wiser, and I can do something about it. Maybe Brian doesn't realize he can, but I'll do something about it.
Well, I think one thing you're going to have to do is sign his contract here.
Right here, all you got to do is sign it. You might want to read it before you sign it. It's an open contract.
I don't need to read anything here. All I just need to do is sign. Let me sign down here. Now,
Thank you
Mike
very much.
Samples.
Way to go, Mike.
Under contract. Oh, Eddie Gilbert is very happy to have you under contract so you can be at ringside, right, Ed?
Yeah.
You are now a member of the USWA. You'll follow all rules and regulations. We're glad to have you here. Dave Brown, the first move we'll make since Mr. Samples is a member of the USWA. On top of your card here.
Okay, let's see here. I've got it.
Found the card, Dave?
Here you go.
Add a special added match Mike Samples versus Jerry the King Lawler.
All right. What are you trying to
I told you
do?
to read the contract, Mike Samples. You're so busy out here running your mouth. Your mouth is bigger than your eyes or your brain, either one. The contract states that it's an open contract. You will fulfill any matches that I sign you against. And my first match to sign you with is Jerry the King Lawler. He is your opponent, and you will fulfill that match.
No. I've already told you not to come out here and try to bully me
I'm
around.
not trying to bully you.
Yes, you are. I already told you to stay out of my face, didn't I?
I'm not in your face.
It looks like it to
Can't
me.
get in your face. You're assigned in a match with Jerry the King Lawler, whether you like it or not.
Don't put your finger on me.
You're assigned in a match with Jerry the King Lawler, whether you like it or not. That is the match. It is an open contract.
That's fine. You know, Dave, I think Mr. Marlin here may have just overstepped his boundaries here in the USWA.
Well, I might have, but
Samples. Hey, you better get out of here. You're in big trouble now. You don't hit this man, he's back in charge. If I were you, I would get out of here. Let's get somebody out here to help. Jeff?
Get your ears.
Let's try to hit the other leg. Hit on the back of his head and fall down. Watch. Where's his glasses?
Where's his glasses?
Yeah, you got him.
Right there. Just got him.
You
okay, Eddie? Hey, let me just say something to Mike Samples. Now, Mike Samples, you can come out here and hit Eddie Marlin. Why don't you come back out here right now and try to hit me one time, huh? Big Mr. Global Official. What happened to you, Mike Samples, is we just got one up on you and you realize it, and now you can't stand it. Because just like Eddie said, you are the man that won the title for Eddie Gilbert. As far as Eddie Gilbert being a unified world heavyweight champion, he's not any more champion than the man in the moon as far as I'm concerned, because all of these people saw it, and everybody knows exactly what happened. I had Eddie Gilbert beat. I had him laying flat on his back in the middle of the ring. Not only that, I pile-drived him, I knocked him clear out of the ring, and when I went out to throw him back in, who hits me from behind? You, Mike Samples. You go into your pocket of that nice little suit that you love to wear and try to look like a businessman, and you come out with a pair of brass knucks, and you hit me in the back of the head, and you won the title for Eddie Gilbert. Let's get it straight. But that is all over now. That's water under the bridge. I'm going to take first things first, and right now, on the top of my agenda is you, Mike Samples, and getting even once and for all. It's not going to be a case of getting mad. It's a case of getting even. And we got your name on a contract, and I got you in the ring, and I promise you this. When you step your big fat rear end into that ring with me, you're going to realize that when you signed that contract a few minutes ago, you made the mistake of your life. Because that world heavyweight title is near and dear to my heart, and you're the man that cost it for me. So, Mike Samples, when I get you in the ring, in a USWA ring, you're going to know that you are in the ring with the King of Wrestling. You're going to know why they call me the King of Wrestling, because I'm not just going to beat you up. I'm not just going to hurt you. I'm going to do some things to you, Mike Samples, that ain't going to be very pretty. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it one more time. It's going to be a hot time in the old town this week when I get in the ring with Mike Samples.
Back in just a moment. Well, I tell you what, the card shaping up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, something else, extra added match. You heard Eddie Marlin say it, and Mike Samples can come out here and take a punch at Eddie, and it doesn't change the fact that he signed an open contract, and he's going to be on the card. Let's run down the whole thing for you. 8 o'clock's when it all begins, Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. And in the opening match of the night, you will be looking at the Hornet going against Mean Mike Miller. That's just the opening match of the night, and what an opening match it is. Next one, ladies boxing match. Yeah, Lauren Davenport is going to be going against Kim, the dirty white girl.
All right.
That one right there. Don't be late. You want to be there. You want
Not
to
at
see
all.
this one, the ladies boxing match at the Coliseum. Then the Southern heavyweight title is on the line. Eddie Marlin said the first thing I'm going to change about what he thought went wrong while he was suspended from administration in the USWA is to reinstate Dr. Tom Pritchard, move him up the ladder, put him against Brian Christopher with a Southern heavyweight title at stake, and that will happen Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Special challenge match. Boy, we'll have more to say about this one later on. The Dennis Carluzzo Collection Agency. Oh, boy. Against the King, Jerry Les Carluzzo is some. He's been sending videotape in. He must have bought a videotape factory. He has sent so much of that stuff in here over the last several months. Well, going to be against the King, Jerry Lawler, in this match, special challenge match come Monday night. Then you got a hospital elimination match. The Moondogs with Richard Lee against Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis, and Pistol Pez Watley. That one should be something else to see.
Oh, yeah.
Main event of the night is going to be the unified world title match. And again, Eddie Marlin says he's making one of the changes, and he is reinstating Tony Anthony, the dirty white boy, and he is putting him in the unified world title match to challenge the champion, Eddie Gilbert. Bert Prentice will be in Eddie Gilbert's corner, of course. I'm sure Kim, dirty white girl, will be in Tony Anthony's corner. This has the makings of a great match, and as Eddie mentioned, Tony's been sitting on the sidelines watching goings-on in the USWA for a number of weeks, and he's got to be ready to go. And Monday night he gets the chance, but that's not all. Even though that's the main event of the night, that extra added match that Eddie Marlin mentioned just a little bit earlier, Mike Samples signed the open contract. And he was not happy about it, but Eddie said, you're in a match, you're against Jerry Lawler, Monday night, extra added match, Mid-South Coliseum. What a night it ought to be. Make your plans right now to be right there at ringside when things get going at 8 o'clock. We'll be back here with more from the USWA after this. Quite a day so far, huh?
Yeah, quite a day so far. Let me just come out here for a second. I understand, I saw on the format there that you're fixing to show an interview from this Dennis Carluzzo guy, and I realize that there are probably a lot of people who are not familiar with the background that has gone on between Dennis Carluzzo and I. This guy is, I'm going to say, a fat, overbearing, obnoxious, bald-headed, and those are his good points now. He's an attorney from New Jersey, and what happened was this guy, it's been years and years ago now, but the very first time I heard his name was after the Andy Kaufman, the series of matches I had with Andy Kaufman, and after Andy Kaufman passed away, this guy got in touch with the estate of Andy Kaufman and told them that he could trump up some kind of lawsuit where they could get a lot of money out of me by claiming that I caused Andy Kaufman's death. That was the first time Dennis Carluzzo came around. Since that time, he got involved with wrestling. He's managed some wrestlers. He even represented Kamala most recently. Right. And I'm sure what he does is he looks around for wrestlers who don't have a whole lot upstairs, and then he gets them as his clients and probably takes about 90% of their money while he's negotiating deals for them. Now, the latest episode that this jerk has come up with, and it's almost comical to a point, he has come down here with claims that he's found 2 guys in New Jersey that are supposedly my illegitimate children, right? And what he's doing is he's bringing these guys in here and he's thinking that he's going to get me to pay some kind of back child support. Now, these 2 guys are complete idiots. They look, if you ever see them, they look more like him than they do anyway. They're probably, the truth be known, they're probably Carluzzo's kids. But anyway, I just wanted to preface this interview of his to let the people know the history of this guy, because some people may hear this guy and believe that what he's saying is true. So now you can go ahead and roll the interview. I want to hear it myself.
All right, let's do that. Here's Dennis Carluzzo.
This is Dennis Carluzzo, one of the top attorneys in the United States, and fast becoming the greatest handler of professional wrestlers in the world. You know, Jerry Lawler, I've been having a long battle with you for years, dating back to the Andy Kaufman situation. And that's when I first became involved in professional wrestling. You know, Jerry Lawler, every time I get involved with you, or a situation dealing with you, it's very, very unpleasant. The most unpleasant situation was you killing my good friend Andy Kaufman. Now, let's talk about some other unpleasant situations, Jerry Lawler, like you and your thieving friends down there stealing the USWA belt from Kamala. That's right, you stole it, you didn't win it. Let me tell you something. He was the greatest USWA champion of all time and the longest reigning USWA champion of all time. And you not only stole his belt, you stole his contract from me. Because when he lost that belt, he exercised a clause in his contract where I would have to send him to another federation where opponents were easier to beat up than where he was at now. So I shipped him off to New York for some R&R. That's a situation, Laura, that's really bad. Another situation I'm involved in with you is handling a paternity suit for them illegitimate children of yours who you refuse to support and recognize. And also, Laura, the global people want me involved. Well, Laura, let me tell you something else. I'm coming to Memphis on June 19th. And I want to take matters into my own hands once and for all. But before I come to Memphis, I have to do one thing. I have to buy a big clothespin to put over my nose so that stinking, stingy smell from Memphis don't knock me out. And Lawler, I'm bringing your two sons with you, who hate you now more than anything, Lawler. And let me tell you something else. I am bringing a wrestler with me, who has given me his word in blood that he's going to end your stinking, lousy, filthy wrestling career once and for all. Now, Lawler, I'm packing my bags to come to Memphis. And if you have an ounce of brains under that stupid margarine crown you wear, you ought to be packing your bags to leave Memphis. You hear me? Denise, get in here.
Yes.
Give me one of them half-price airfares to Memphis.
Oh, Dennis, sorry. That sale was over a week ago.
Damn it!
That's right.
Oh, God, Carlusa. He is bringing in a guy named Mike Doggendorf.
Mike Doggendorf. He's calling it the Carlusa Collection Agency. Well, here's what's exciting to me is that Carlusa will hopefully be here with him, and this Doggendorf... Oh, well, I see. You come down here. You're already here, huh? Where's your big clothespin?
Lawler, let me tell you something. I told you I was coming down here to take matters in my own hand, and that's what I'm doing. We're getting that back child support you owe if we have to get it out in your hide. And let me tell you something, Lawler. I got Mike Doggendorf here, and he has given me his word in blood that he's going to end your career Monday night.
Is that right? Well, let me tell you something. When this Doggendorf, whenever he gets in the ring with me, he's probably got his name right. You probably should shorten it. Probably just should be Dog, because no, don't try to take this microphone. Anybody that would associate themselves with you is nothing more than a dog. It's probably some bum you've drug up from up there in New Jersey, just like these two punk kids. Oh, look. Oh, look at
you. Want to see what kind of dog he is, Lawler?
I want to see.
Come out here. Watch this, Lawler.
I want to see what kind of dog. I want to see that.
Come over here. What do you think of this, Lawler? Call him a dog to his face.
Don't get too close to me. Like I said, no, don't. What?
I tell you something, Lawler. You don't have to worry about getting close to Mr. Dennis Carlusa. I'm the man you need to be worried about, boy.
Hey, back up because your breath smells. Okay? Just back off.
Let me tell you something, Lawler.
Go ahead. Tell me. You can't tell me anything. You might want to ask me something.
Why don't you quit blocking the sun out first? Lawler, Monday night, pal, we're taking that child support payment out in your hide. You hear it? I'm down here to take matters in my own hand, and I want to be in the ring with this guy, Lawler, and you better watch it.
That's right, Lawler. That's right.
Don't put your hands on me, Doggendorf. I don't care. Like I said, get back. You smell bad, okay?
Hey, I smell this, boy.
Come on.
Come on. Well, they've got the king in the ring.
Yeah, that's Doggendorf. Bell, Jerry, when he's out here. And
Carlusa right behind him there.
Look at here. Here comes
Oh, no.
Brian Christopher's out here. Oh, they come out, and Richard Lee's along with them. Well, that pulled Doggendorf off over there, Dave.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Hey, you got to thank Brian Christopher for one time in your life, he and Richard Lee.
Well, they've got him separated. Oh, not for long. Lawler goes after him.
Lawler just leaped over everybody boy, he leaped over the whole crowd and went after Doggendorf. That kind of stuff, I tell you.
They've got them separated again. Doggendorf trying to break away. Richard Lee and that bunch trying to keep them apart. I tell you what we better do. Let's take a break and we'll get them out of here. We'll be back. Right. Well, we finally did get everybody out of here. Just free-for-all almost erupted here in the studio. Corey, we've got a lot of action coming up around the territory. Got some big softball action coming up this weekend too.
Big softball, as a matter of fact, is going on right now at James Road. They're at Rodney Baber Field. There.
Oh yeah, the big complex.
Yeah, the big complex over there. It's the 4th annual Jerry Lawler Red Man Chewing Tobacco Softball Tournament. Now, what you got is 40 of the top softball teams in the nation competing. They're all involved. And Lawler's Kings of Memphis will play today at 12:30. Now, the tournament's going on as we here on the air right now.
And admission is free, I understand.
Admission is absolutely free all day today.
Great idea for a Saturday afternoon. What about the wrestling action?
Yeah, we've got a lot of it coming up around the area, out-of-town action. Right before we get to that, next Sunday, the King and I are going to be over at Northside High School with the Watson Singers and their anniversary, and tomorrow I'll be over at Sanders Facilities on Elvis Presley Boulevard. Action coming up around the area. Marietta, Arkansas is coming up on Thursday night, June 25th, there at the Lee High School, 8 p.m. King will be there. Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs on the card as well at Lee High School in Marietta, Arkansas. Friday, June 26th, 8 p.m. Ripley, Mississippi, big USWA action at the high school. The King will be there. Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, Flamboyant Eric Embry's on the card for Ripley, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, all in Ripley, Mississippi. Coming up this Friday night in Ripley, championship wrestling is scheduled for the football field there. If there's rain, it will be at the high school gymnasium there inside. Coming up Saturday, June 27th, Jonesboro, Arkansas. That's next Saturday night, 8 p.m. at the Oldville Community Center on Church Street. The King, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, all lined up for Jonesboro. Tickets are available at Front Page Cafe for Jonesboro, Arkansas, next Saturday night, 8 p.m. over in Jonesboro. Friday night, July 10th, 8 o'clock, Clarksdale, Mississippi, there at the Civic Auditorium. USWA Championship Wrestling begins at 8 o'clock there in Clarksdale. You can save $1 on advance tickets if you pick them up early. And Friday night, July 17th, 8 p.m., Kennett, Missouri, the American Legion Building. Back rescheduled for Kennett, Friday, July 17th, 8 o'clock. All of the USWA top stars are going to be in Kennett, Missouri. Friday night, July 17th, coming up soon. Remember, this week, Thursday night, Marietta, Arkansas, and Friday night, Ripley, Mississippi. That's USWA Championship Wrestling around the area.
All right, very good, Corey. A lot of action coming up. Right now, well, here he is. You know, when a guy has a unified belt, you have to give him interview time, and here comes the man with the belt around his waist, and he's mighty proud of it, I can tell. Eddie Gilbert, Bert Prentice, the crown carrier here today.
You know what, Dave Brown? It's Mardi Gras in Memphis. Jerry Lawler is gone, gone, gone. There's a new king of wrestling. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Isn't it great, ladies and gentlemen? You cannot say I ever lied to the people. I told them it would happen, and it did. Beat Lawler right in the middle, 1, 2, 3. Now, Monday night at Mid-South Coliseum, ladies and gentlemen, and Eddie, just for you, we're going to stage a $25,000 grand opening just for you. What an entrance you're going to make. We have gifts people have mailed from all over the world for you. What an entrance. Over $25,000 we're spending on just Mr. Gilbert's entrance, because he is, ladies and gentlemen, the king.
Can I just hold this up?
Absolutely.
You know, Dave, I was standing back there a while ago, and I was listening to Jerry Lawler out here, and I wish for once in his life that Jerry Lawler could come out and say that my time is over. Eddie Gilbert is indeed the new king of wrestling. He defeated me for the world heavyweight title. It is now his time. It is now his day. But instead, he wants to come out here and make excuses like he always has. It doesn't matter how I won the world heavyweight title. The fact is, I won it. First off, I want everyone to understand one thing about why there is no return match with Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, I want to know about that.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering that. Well, in the match, as everyone knows, my career was on the line against the unified world heavyweight title. Well, not only myself, but Jerry Lawler, too, also signed a clause, Dave, that said no matter what, there would be no return match, because if I lost, I wouldn't be coming back. so there would be no return match. And if I won the World Heavyweight title, well, he sure as hell wasn't getting a return match. So all of a sudden now, we've got this big, long line of men that have been calling. Now it's Eddie Marlin. And I can go over a lot of names, but the first one to come to the front is the dirty white boy, Tony Anthony. Well, Tony Anthony and I, Dave, and you know this better than anybody else, go back a long way. Tony Anthony and my brother Doug were the USWA World Tag Team Champions one time. Tony Anthony at one time was a member of my Memphis Mafia. I know Tony Anthony better than anybody else on the face of this earth. And I heard someone say that the dirty white boy has been standing on the sidelines for a little while. Is that what you said?
That's true.
Well, that is true, because coming here today, I saw Tony standing on the side of the interstate, and he had one of those signs that said, "I will work for food and money." So, Tony, let me tell you something. Get in line with the Austin Idols and with the Terry Funks and with all the big names in wrestling that are calling to come in, because I am going to march through them one by one. I will earn my keep. I am the new king of professional wrestling. I am the new man in Memphis, and the only thing I need now, Dave, is my own show.
Well, the unified world champion, it pains me to say that, but he has the belt. Eddie Gilbert, Bert Prentice's manager, he has the belt now, but can he keep it? We'll be back after this. Corey, we got the Moondogs booked in a match here, but I want to tell you what I've been told by Eddie Marlin and the USWA. We've had a lot of complaints, so many complaints, it's hard to tell you. But if the Moondogs hit somebody with a chair, they're not going to be on television anymore. That's what we're told by the USWA, and I applaud the stipulation, let me tell you. The whistle sounds, and here they come. Richard Lee leading
I tell you.
the USWA Tag Team Champions, the Moondogs. And Richard Lee, I hope you heard about the chair. Well, they just jump into action.
Yeah, he just jumped in there like he didn't know. I tell you what, he best to be listening, because he just may have us having a little trouble. There's the bell.
Yeah.
And we're underway here. They just went to work on these guys before we even get the bell sounding in there. Dan Shannon and Chris Frazier, the opponents for Moondogs, Spot and Cujo in there with their manager, Richard Lee.
They've thrown Shannon out on the floor. Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Richard.
All right, don't forget about that chair.
All right.
All right. Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah.
That right there. That's it.
Come on,
hey,
Richard.
Hey. That's it.
That's right.
The chair. Remember the rule from the USWA. Take it away from him.
That's right. Take it away.
Take the chair away from him.
Come on, Richard.
Take it away. Take it away. Take it away. And I'm ringing the bell. That's it, right there. It's all. That's it. He used a chair. Come on, Richard. Watch out, Corey. Hey. All right, the bell is sounded. Oh. All right, get away from him. Corey, stay down out of the way. Yep. Stay right here. Jeff Jarrett out to help out after. Well, I'm almost speechless after the Moondog attacking Corey over here. Billy Joe Travis out to help. They've got him cut open. Boy, these guys. Oh. Yeah, Corey. Yeah. All right. Back to the action here. Richard Lee's still got the Moondogs out here. The bell sounded long, long ago. Billy Travis being hammered by these Moondogs. Now Richard Lee grabbing Jeff Jarrett, pulling him back into the turnbuckles. Jeff Jarrett hits the mat. Oh, Billy Travis just nailed Cujo. Oh, Travis goes over to the top rope, down onto the floor, hard. Now they've got Jeff 2 against 1. It's 2 against 1, and Jeff Jarrett is in trouble. Billy Travis cut open, leaving the area. Oh, boy. The big Bulldog drops down on Jeff. My goodness. Richard Lee refusing to call him off. All right. Poor Jeff in there. It's 2 against 1. And Billy cut open. Oh, Billy's back. Billy Travis came back, climbed up onto the ring apron, had a guitar in his hand, but it was knocked out of his hand. Jeff Jarrett has just nailed one of the Moondogs down on the floor with a chair. He gets Richard Lee. He smacked him. Jeff Jarrett has the guitar. He's climbing the ropes. The Moondog working on Travis. Richard Lee trying to warn the Moondog, but it's too late. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis, both of them working on a Moondog. Moondog spot lying on the ring apron. Cujo, look out. Billy Travis rolls him into the turnbuckle. Jeff Jarrett's got Richard Lee. Billy Travis continues to work on the Moondog. Whoa! Jarrett has just pantsed Richard Lee. Now Richard Lee and the Moondog head out of here. Oh, my goodness. The Moondog picked up the chair. Billy Travis is livid, and I don't blame him. Billy?
First of all, Dave, let me tell you something right now. This is gonna end before it gets started. You stinking punk! I didn't come back here to get my brains beat up. I come back to be a star, you punk. Let me tell you something. You have felt that guitar, and I guarantee you, every drop of blood I have lost, if I've got a breath left in me, this week, I'm gonna break your faces, punk. I guarantee it. I don't want to talk anymore, Dave.
All right, let's take a break. Jeff.
You something, Richard Lee. I am sick and tired of coming down to this studio every Saturday morning. Billy hadn't been around here, but I have the last 6 months. From way back from Kennett, Missouri, and I felt like I've repeated myself for the last 6 months. I'm so doggone frustrated, Richard Lee. Yeah, you come out here and think you're going to be real big and bad beating these guys up with chairs. I can just promise you one thing. When we get in the ring, you're going to see 3 tough guys, Billy Travis, Paz Watley, and Jeff Jarrett. And we're going to swing them chairs twice as hard. And we're going to break those cans twice as hard. And them chairs, and just like Billy Joe said, he's going to bring a guitar, and it's going to be time to get tuned up just a little bit.
All right, Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis back after this. And Mean Mike Miller out here right now. You've got a boxing match coming up this week against Dirty White Girl.
I sure do, Dave Brown. Let me tell you something, dirty white girl. I don't know what rock you've been hiding underneath for the last couple months. Let me tell you something, sleazebag. You're in a lot of trouble. There's not a woman in this country that can beat me, so therefore you better get ready, floozy.
Well, we'll see. Meanwhile,
Dave Brown, let me tell you something, punk. I want to tell everybody. I didn't come 3,000 miles to work first and second matches, son. I'm going to have to start slapping people around here. And you know who that is? That's Lawler. That's Jeff Jarrett. That's the Hornet. Pez Watley. You boys look out, brother, because there's a new man in town. His name's the Mean Man. Mean Mike Miller, brother. You watch out.
well, that's the word for it.
I also want to tell you, Dave Brown, I'm glad Eddie Marlin finally got his. Eddie Marlin, you can come out here and push around women, but Mike Samples is the real man, and I'm glad he knocked your lights out, Bubba.
We'll see how Mr. Samples is feeling after he gets through with his match, which is coming up this week, too. All right, that's the word from Lauren Davenport. Climbing into the ring right now, it is going to be Mean Mike Miller, who's going to be going against the Shadow. The Shadow already there. T.D. Steele will be the referee for this match, and we'll be underway very, very shortly. T.D.'s calling for the inspection of the boots, as to make sure he doesn't bring in too many foreign objects anyway. The bell sounds. Mean Mike Miller wrestles out of the Portland, Oregon area. Comes in here with fire in his eye, and he's very unhappy about his position on some of the cards. But he's not here to wrestle in preliminary matches. He came in to be main event and looking for Lawler and Jarrett and all the other top stars of the USWA. The Shadow giving away a lot of weight. Ooh, Miller bounced him. Boy, he flipped him high into the air, almost put his boots into the lights. That's an open hand. Bit of an insult, but legal. That's not an open hand. He got him with a fist that time. Mean Mike Miller doubling up the right hand, slams the Shadow into the turnbuckle. Shadow runs right into him. He had the fist doubled up, too. Miller using the fist again. The Shadow snapped down to the mat. And Mean Mike Miller has been in control of this one from the opening bell. Boy, what a day we've had today. By the way, I checked on Corey while we were away for the last commercial break. Corey's okay. He took quite a shot from the Moondog, as you can imagine. And there's not too much I can say about it. I tell you, I'm still so upset about it, but he's okay. Going to take the rest of the day off today, but basically he's all right. Back to the action here. Mean Mike Miller, doubled up right hand. Miller with a knee lift. Laura Davenport running around ringside, shouting insults at the Shadow and instructions for Mike Miller. T.D. Steele, the referee, moving Miller back and warning him. Meanwhile, Laura Davenport, look at this, grabs him by the mask and choking the Shadow. T.D. Steele, by the time he turned around, didn't see exactly what was going on, but suspected strongly and yelled at Davenport to get in the corner and stay there. A reverse neckbreaker by Mean Mike Miller, and the Shadow continues to find himself in trouble. It's been a long day for the Shadow already. Oh, my goodness. Miller goes for the cover. Might be it, too. It is it. And Mean Mike Miller from the Pacific Northwest, congratulated by Lauren Davenport as manager over in the corner. She just can't resist. Comes over and puts a boot on the top of the head of the Shadow, who the guy has already been beaten. Well, here comes Richard Lee with the Moondogs.
And Dave Brand, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell anybody in the back that wants to listen to me. These are the world champion Moondogs, brother. And nobody, I want a close-up. I want a real close-up right here, because I'm going to show you something. Week after week after week after week, I've got to sit out here and listen to you, Dave Brand. I've got to listen to Jerry Lawler. I've got to listen to Jeff Jarrett. Talk about what we do. Look at this, brother. Stitches. It's going to take probably at least 15 or 20 stitches to close his head. My dogs are the world champions. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis, we don't have to wait for next week, brother. Come on out here. Let's settle right now. Right here. Right now, baby.
Here they come, and it may, I don't know if we can settle it here or not, but I tell you what, looks like we're going to have a battle. As Jarrett and Billy Joe Travis come out here, Richard Lee blowing the whistle. Jeff Jarrett has taken Cujo up and thrown him in the ring. Travis, slamming Spot into the table. As the wild action continues here with the Moondogs, Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. Oh, look out, Billy Travis smacks the Moondog with a fist, takes him over to the ring. Billy Travis rolls into the ring. The Moondog rolls in after him. Oh, Richard Lee has got Jeff Jarrett holding him up while the other Moondog drops down off the apron. Now they're down on the floor, 2 against 1. Richard Lee holding him up while the other Moondog smacks him. Billy Travis with a good uppercut in the ring has nailed the other one. Action all over the studio here today. The Moondog. We've come to expect it, but we don't like it. Oh, Jeff Jarrett has taken one of them. I thought he was taking him out of the area. It looked like he slammed him into a door. Look out, there's Billy Travis' head slammed into the table. Richard Lee with that chair holding it, and Billy Travis run into the table. All right, that's Jeff Jarrett fighting out into the hallway. Look out. Get security out that way. Out into the hall. Well, we'll be back after this. All right. Here for safekeeping, says Brian Christopher. The Southern Heavyweight Champion heads for the ring. He is going to be going against the Hornets. The Hornets greeting the fans. Steps up onto the ring apron. Through the ropes. T.D. Steele, the referee, says, this is your corner over here. Sound the bell and let's go. From the USWA, the Hornet challenging Brian Christopher. Christopher, of course, the holder of both the Texas belt and the Southern Heavyweight title. He's got some rather interesting title defenses coming up here in the next few days. Oh, keep your eyes open for Brian Christopher and the folks who are going to be trying to take that title away. Young man right here has a chance to be one of those contenders very, very shortly. Oh, my goodness. He just puts Brian Christopher up there on the top rope. Oh, boy, Christopher. Oh. Referee T.D. Steele want to say, well, you want to give it up? Christopher said, of course, no, he did not. The Hornets with a right hand. And now fires Christopher into the turnbuckles. This time Christopher sets, nails him with an upper arm across the back of the neck. Brian Christopher. Got to hand it to him. That was a good move by Christopher as he set himself and now tries to take control of the match as the Hornet finds himself on the mat. Brian Christopher trying to keep him there. Sits down on him with the right leg right across the throat. Christopher trying to pick him up. The Hornet instead picks him up. And Brian Christopher, victim of the suplex, as the Hornet was able just to hold him in the air, just make him hang there, a long hang time. And finally, he suplexed him and dropped him down to that mat. Well, I tell you what, this Hornet's looking mighty good. Brian Christopher fired into the turnbuckle. Oh, good move again by Christopher. He brought that boot up high. He can get that boot up really high. And he nailed the Hornet, who was coming into the corner fast. Dropped him to the mat. Christopher with a choke. Got that hand wrapped around his throat. T.D. Steele, the referee, warning him about it. Now starts the count. Got to the count of 2. Brian Christopher with a flip. The Hornet. And right into a kick as Christopher was coming off the ropes. Christopher goes for the cover. 1 and 2. Up. The Hornet able to throw him off at the 2 count. He didn't just break the cover. He picked him up and threw him onto the mat. I'm impressed with the strength of the Hornet. Christopher climbing the ropes. The Hornet up on his feet. Heads for the corner this time. He nails Christopher and throws him out into the middle of the ring. Time is winding down here, becoming a factor. This one's been going on for a while. Christopher working on him down on the floor. They're fighting on the floor. And they're both out of the ring. No word from the referee. Oh, Christopher has just hit the referee, and that's going to end this one. We'll take a break here and be back in just a moment. Action coming up at the Mid-South Coliseum Monday night. And boy, I tell you what, we've got an added match that was added by Eddie Marlin today, which has improved the card even more. And it was great to start with. Opening match of the night. Mean Mike Miller. He said he's not happy about being on an opening match and preliminary matches, but he's there anyway. And from what I've just seen against Brian Christopher, he better pay attention to this Hornet, because the Hornet looks like he can handle himself pretty well in the ring. The Hornet goes against Mean Mike Miller, and that's the opener at the Coliseum Monday night. Ladies boxing match. Lauren Davenport had her insults for Dirty White Girl Kim. Well, we'll find out when they put on the gloves and step into the ring for a ladies boxing match. Southern heavyweight title is going to be on the line. Brian Christopher here today. The title was not at stake against the Hornet, but Christopher found himself in trouble, ended up knocking down referee T.D. Steele and got himself disqualified. He will have the belt on the line as Dr. Tom Pritchard has been reinstated by Eddie Marlin and will be going against Christopher for the Southern heavyweight title Monday night. Special challenge match. The Carluza, I beg your pardon, Collection Agency. Boy, this guy, something else. He was out here a little bit earlier and all of that sort of thing. Well, he brought Mike Doggendorf, and Doggendorf is going to be going against the King in the special challenge match come Monday night. And I tell you what, this Doggendorf, you gotta watch him, because he's big and he looks mighty tough, and he'll be stepping in there against the King. Then, following that, you've got the hospital elimination match. And they've already gotten a good start on it here today. Billy Joe Travis cut open. Moondogs both cut open. They'll have Richard Lee in their corner as they step in against Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis, and Pistol Pez Whatley. The studio couldn't hold this one today. I don't know if the Coliseum's big enough to hold it or not, but we'll find out come Monday night. Then the unified world titles at stake. Eddie Marlin also announced that he is reinstating Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy. Tony Anthony back, ready for USWA action, and he's moved him up the ladder to give him a shot at Eddie Gilbert's unified world title. Bert Prentice will be in the corner of Eddie Gilbert, and I don't know if Mike Samples is going to be around the corner of Eddie Gilbert or not, but I do know this. There's an extra added match in which Mr. Samples, I think, frankly, was just outsmarted out here today by Eddie Marlin. Eddie Marlin told him he could not he could not be in the corner of Eddie Gilbert unless he signed a USWA contract. And by the way, that's just standard policy. You got to have that contract signed in order to be there. And then he signed an open contract, and Eddie says, I got you. Now you're going to have to climb in the ring and wrestle the King, Jerry Lawler. That is the special added match coming up Monday night, Coliseum, 8 o'clock when it all begins. Dennis Carluza back again.
All right, Jack Brown, listen to me. You know, I never liked that smirk on your face. And I'm also forgetting my manners. I forgot to tell Lance Russell he's gotten a heck of a tan since I last seen him. But I've had it with these stinking people in this town. I've had it with with the stinking town. I've had it with that stinking Jerry Lawler. Let me tell you something. You see me soften him up for Mike Dogendorf earlier? I want to bring somebody out right now, 2 people. I want to bring Jerry Lawler's sons out right now. Brian and Kevin, come on out here. These kids are who I'm going to be collecting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you followed any of this over the months or not. These are not Jerry Lawler's kids. I'm sorry.
They are Jerry Lawler's kids. Come here, turn around here. Look at that profile, the regal chin, the regal nose. Let me tell you something right now. I want all you people, please, just for a minute, to shut your eyes and listen to Brian Lawler talk, and you would know his voice from Jerry Lawler's. Brian, say a few words.
Dad, with me up to here, recognize us as your children. And please give us the proper respect and my director song.
Kevin.
Yeah, look, Jerry, we've been through this time and time again. You owe us child support, and we ain't gonna stop until you give it to us.
Let me tell you something right now. I just want to see how sympathetic all these dumb rednecks are to this guy here. His father ain't giving him money. Maybe the people out here can help him out a little bit. Go ahead, pass the hat around. See how much that's. See if you can get a collection taken up here.
We're
help
not,
this
we're,
young.
hey,
Come
we're
on.
not going to have any collection taken up here. Keep your money in your pockets. This is just it's a scam that Carluzza has come up with, trying to get some money out of the king. Yeah, that's no more than one of the king's sons. And
Monday night, Laura, I'm going to be helping him out.
Yeah, now Mr. Carluzza decides it's time to get out of here, and I think probably just in time, as Jerry came out here. Jerry, I apologize for that. You know, what can we say?
I apologize for it, for having idiots like that even come anywhere around me or around this town of Memphis, Tennessee. Carluzza, you said earlier you were going to get a big clothespin to put over your nose to keep the smell out. Well, I think everybody here will agree there is a big stink in here, and it's you and those 2 punks that you brought down here from New Jersey. The way I see it, Monday night has shaped up to be one of the greatest nights that it's going to be in my entire career, because not only am I going to get a chance to put an end to this big loudmouth Carluzza and these 2 punks that have been masquerading as my kids around here, I'm going to put an end to them once and for all. But then, Mike Samples, I got some unfinished business with you, boy. Like I said, I want everybody be there Monday night, because at the Coliseum, it will be a hot time in the old town Monday night.
Monday night, 8 o'clock, back here in a moment. There is a new unified world champion in the USWA. It is Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and I think most folks are not happy with the way it happened and would dispute that he actually won the belt fair and square. But nonetheless, he is the holder of the championship right here. And here's a review of the career of the current unified world champion.
Jimmy Hart throws the chain to Gilbert as referee Paul Morton grabs the chain from Rick. Gilbert caught him with it. Gilbert caught him with it. He had a chain that Hart gave him. A count of 3, we have a new international champion. 7 minutes, 13 seconds, the new international champion, Eddie Gilbert.
Well, Lawler, you're talking about a world title. You're talking about a mink coat. Well, you better go through Eddie Gilbert first, brother. Hot Stuff is after your tail, and I'm going to win that mink coat. You know, and all these people know that on the Miami Dolphins football team, there was a great football player and quarterback named Bob Greasy, and he was the greatest. So along came Dan Marino. Now, some people got smart. Some people know when to step down, Lawler, and you're not smart at all. So I'm going to knock you off your throne, then I'm going to take your Southern title, and then, Lance Russell, I might just let you put that crown on top of my head.
Oh, what a move. Look at this. 1, 2, and Lawler's shoulder is up. He kicked his right shoulder up. The 3 count went down. 16 minutes and 7 seconds. The winner is going to be Lawler, as Gilbert shoulder was down. He now blasts with Hart's cane Lawler and the referee. But the official winner is going to be Lawler, as he got his shoulder up. Gilbert was unable to. 16:07, Lawler the winner.
Hey, something, you know, this past week, we celebrated the 50th birthday of Elvis Presley, right?
That's right.
Now, one of his greatest songs ever was called All Shook Up, right? Right. That's exactly what Jerry Lawler's new theme song is. It's not a Rocky song. It's I'm All Shook Up. That's Jerry Lawler. See, I shook him up last week. I brought up all those ghosts of the past to haunt Lawler. Now, Lawler's scared of me.
Goes down. Gilbert falls across him. They count him. Lawler's shoulders are down. 2. He rolls Gilbert up. 2, 3. Got it.
Well, Lawler, I want to tell you something. I remember back to the night when I came back to Memphis, and I burnt your face to a crisp, Lawler. I remember that very, very well, and you better think about it right now, Lawler. You've agreed to it. Missy Howard will be in my corner, and if she has to, she'll reach down that bag of her tricks. And, Lawler, I can promise you right now, I'm going to come out the winner. You better quit worrying about Hennig. You better worry about Gilbert, the new king of wrestling, baby.
Signaling to Missy.
I don't know what he's telling her to do.
I don't know either, but she is saying, what do you want? What do you want? Give me your shoe. That's what he's saying. Jerry Bryant comes over, grabs the hand and the shoe, and now Bryant's got it, and Missy is 1 shoe left.
1 shoe left, and Lawler's starting to come around now.
Whoa! The fire! Lawler came up off the deck, snapped the fire in Gilbert's face, and Eddie Gilbert rolled.
Lawler wants to call me a killer.
What you're trying to, just trying to get it turned off of you after what you did.
No, I'm not. I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy. I would not intentionally ever hurt anybody. I have friends. I would never hurt one of my friends. I would never make fun of anybody. I would never, ever try to run somebody over. And Jerry Lawler, that makes you a big man to come out here and say that hot stuff Eddie Gilbert is a killer. You want to label me a killer. Well, Lawler, what it all boils down to, when we get in the ring this week, there's going to be one of us left standing, and you're right, one of us probably will leave an ambulance. But I'm going to tell you something, it all boils down for all the marbles. There's going to be a new king of wrestling. There's going to be a new era in wrestling, and you're looking at that new